What's up, boys? We are back. My final video of the year 2024. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 things we learned about the UFC in 2024. The most important things, the most interesting, the most informative thing we learned. As 2024 of the UFC comes to an end, it's safe to say that it was a good year for MMA in general. Obviously, like every year, we learned some pretty important and big things as well. And that's what we're going to talk about today. However, we have a big announcement for the channel. The very first ever Outpost Awards will be held December 31st. Make sure to vote in the description for your favorite fighter, favorite fight, favorite KO, in the description below, all that type of stuff. The ceremony will again be held 31st with a couple special guests. So again, make sure to vote. Your vote matters. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing we learned this year is going to be that Conor McGregor just isn't fighting again. I'm sorry. I made a video about this a couple months ago, and in that video I actually said that Conor McGregor has the opportunity to fight for a title again, and I know that sounds crazy, and you got to understand that video was before all the news about Conor McGregor, all the allegations. I know he was like convicted guilty in a civil court, though. I'm not going to get into that, though, because that's not my job, but, you know, it's just, obviously, he pulled out of UFC 303. And he pulled that against Michael Chandler with a broken toe, and that's understandable because the last time he went into a fight injured, he got knocked the heck out by Dustin Poirier. But still, dude, it just sucks. Obviously, one of the most famous names in UFC's history, Conor McGregor. He has so many memes, so many crazy moments, so many funny moments, and it sucks to see that he's not fighting again. It's just I don't think he should. He has no reason to. If you think about it, he has money. Why he has money? Why should he fight again? He's partying it up. He's living a life, dude. Conor McGregor doesn't need the UFC, and honestly, the UFC doesn't need Conor McGregor anymore. The UFC has moved on. The UFC is in a pretty decent spot right now, and Conor McGregor's name is just a thing of the past. Now it sucks, but yeah, that's my first thing. The second thing we learned in the year of 2024 is that wrestling is just OP. Wrestling's too OP, and going along with it, the judges clearly score wrestling higher than anything else. I mean, the criteria on paper is, sound like Anthony Smith, on paper the criteria is damage over everything. And well, obviously not, because when you have people like Merab, when you have people like Bilal, when you have people like that in that kind of area, you have people like Mario Batista, who just lay on you for 5 rounds, 3 rounds, and you get the win like that, that's not a true win. It's clear that that's valued over anything, over damage, over anything else. And that's another thing going along with that. Judging this year has been abysmal, dude. Judging in 2024, we've had some of the worst, not just decisions, but judging ever. I mean, in the Strickland Costa fight, a judge gave Costa all rounds. In the Tai Tuivasa Rosenstruck fight, a judge gave Tai Tuivasa all 3 rounds. And obviously, other decisions like that, you can complain about the Dricus Strickland decision. And obviously, we just got the Volkov Cyril Gane decision, which I don't know who won that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it was that much of a robbery, but still, I mean, judging this year hasn't been good, and that's the bottom line, dude. And the judging needs to be stepped up. The next thing that we learned in the year of 2024 is that the Dagestanis are creating a dynasty, dude. The Dagestanis are actually on another level. It's insane. Obviously, we have Usman Nurmagomedov. If I said that right, I don't even think so. But obviously, Usman, the PFL champion. Umar, who's fighting for a title against Merab in January of next year. And obviously, the lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev. But you can't forget about the OG Khabib Nurmagomedov. You can't forget about Khabib. He started this whole dynasty, let's be real here. And he's obviously coaching all of these guys to make them the best they can be. And it's these Dagestanis, dude, wherever they come from, if they come from a factory in Russia, they're getting out of hand. And imagine we have all 4 of these guys, or imagine Umar wins against Merab, dude. The Dagestanis actually have cemented themselves in history if they do that. I mean, already they've cemented themselves in history, but if Umar beats Merab, I think the Dagestanis are slowly progressing and getting better. It's scary. It's scary. The Dagestanis are certainly getting better. The next thing I think we learned in 2024 of the UFC is, unfortunately, the old generation is over. The dominance that our former champions, I'd say the era was like 2018 to 2021. People like Volk, people like Usman, people like Adesanya, people like Charles Oliveira, people like that. It's all gone away, dude. I mean, obviously, Holloway got knocked out. Volk got knocked out this year. Charles Oliveira lost to Arman. Usman hasn't fought since who knows when. And it's safe to say that the new generation is taking over the old generation over. People like JDM, people like Shavkat, people like Joshua Van, people of those likes. They're taking over, dude, and it's the new era of a UFC. It's very exciting. It just sucks to see the old guys go, obviously. They're so dominant. Some of the greatest ever. I think Usman's in my top 10. That's a shocker. I think Volk's in my top 5. Max Holloway's got to be in your top 15. But dude, they're old now, dude. And I'm excited to see what the new generation holds. But I think 2024 has cemented himself as the year that the old generation of UFC is officially over. The next and final thing I'm going to talk about today, it's kind of a minor thing. It's not as big as the things we've talked about before. But it is, the fighting nerds are serious. The fighting nerds are slowly but surely taking over the UFC. And it's getting scary, man. Obviously, we have the 2 girls. I forgot their name. But we have Sarah Borrahalla. We have Carlos Prates. We have Jean Silva, who fought like back-to-back weekends. That's crazy. The Brazilian Conor McGregor, Mariko Ruffy. I mean, all of these guys, I think they went like, I don't know, 9-0 this year. But they obviously had a great year. And yeah, man, these guys are definitely going to be a problem in coming years in all the divisions that they're in. Middleweight, featherweight, lightweight, whatever division it is, the fighting nerds will be a problem. But that is going to do it for the video today. Thank you both for watching. Octagon Post out.